Welcome back to Where is the Money? So in this economy, the money is not with the middle class. And there's a very key term that explains the condition of how people should be looking at the economy in 25 into 26, which is nobody is coming to help you. You are going to have to find a way to help yourself because it's getting rough out here and it is only going to get worse.
Hear me out, right? Inflation is high, the economy is bad. But if you ask the average American about money, they'll likely tell you, I was never taught how to manage money. I don't know how to manage money currently. I don't know how to invest. I don't know anything about the stock market. I don't know anything about real estate investing. I was told I need to buy a house, but I was never taught how to buy a house. I was never taught about interest rates. I was never taught about closing costs. I was never taught about doing the proper due diligence and make sure I'm not in a hole, to have reserves, to not spend my last when I go into this situation because things will break. I would probably argue that the average American doesn't even negotiate their salary when they get an opportunity for a new job. Most Americans just accept whatever the company gives them. And they work for this company year after year after year, and they just hope for a raise or a bonus just because they have time in. They're not advocating for themselves. They're not tapping their manager's shoulder, figuring out what we can do, how I can get in front of the right people. They're just hoping and praying, and that's their plan. So I often wonder, is there a correlation between those who don't know how to manage money and those who live paycheck to paycheck? Because I think the average American, I think more Americans than not live check to check. And I think if you did a survey on Americans, more than not would say, I don't know how to manage money. I don't know how to invest. I don't know anything about real estate. We often blame the economy and inflation, but we rarely blame ourselves. I have had in-depth conversations with people about money management over the years. And at the end of a 30-minute conversation, a lot of people will say, I just don't get it. It's just I don't understand, like numbers don't work like that for me, Norm. I just don't get it. And I often tell them, so what's your plan? Because no one's coming to save you. And I don't think enough people understand that. Like, you are either going to learn how to manage money or you're going to fail. There's really no in between. The chances of somebody coming and sweeping you off of your feet and taking you into abundance it's not happening. You either learn how to manage money and how to invest, or you fail. That's it. So I understand, like, our brains work different. Hey, you a money guy, you a money girl, I'm not, You gotta learn it. Nobody's gonna balance your budget for you. Nobody's gonna advocate for you to get a raise. Nobody's gonna make sure you get that bonus you deserve, that next promotion that you really want. Nobody's gonna negotiate the closing costs on your first home for you. Like, it's all up to you. It's gonna be you or you gonna fail. And more people have to learn that.
Very good information to keep in mind because things are going to get more financially stressed for a lot of people. All the numbers are moving in the wrong directions. Evictions are up, foreclosures are up, unemployment is up, job market is terrible. Layoffs by the thousands, recession indicators across the board. It's just not a good picture. And as more data comes out, it's going to further double down on what we already know and feel every day, which is the economy is collapsing right in front of us. So be smart, because come January 30th, the shutdown is probably going to happen again. So we must brace ourselves and not be surprised that they may not settle on another spending bill.
All right, now we done been through the little struggle for the last how many ever days, right? Well, we gonna be right back in the same boat come January 30th if Congress decides not to pass another funding bill, right? They like, oh, we want y'all to have a great time for the holidays and we want the families to be able to eat and spend their money. Sit down somewhere. Don't go spending all your money for Christmas trying to get these kids gifts and make everybody happy. No, what you need to be doing is saving your coins, okay? Because come January 30th, if we don't get the funding that we need, guess what? Nobody ain't getting no SNAP. Federal workers laid off again. You're not able to put gas in your car because you're not getting a paycheck. You're not able to pay your rent or your mortgage. You're not able to do a lot of things. So take your money and save it. And don't be betting on, oh, well, tax time in February, because they messing with that too. That child tax credit, they making it harder to get that. So stop depending on people. Depend on yourself, because nobody is coming to save you, and they don't care about us. Like, the quicker y'all understand that, the better off you will be. Save your money and sit down somewhere.
I know it may be a hard concept to digest for many people in their mentality with the way things are moving, that nobody is coming. Everybody got their own thing that they're dealing with to try to survive in this economy. They were doing well before all of this happened, and all of a sudden they're in a new reality. It can be the best advice, but at the same time, the worst advice, depending on how you look at it.
The advice that nobody is coming to save you is the best and most detrimental advice ever. Your life will completely change once you realize and get it through your head that nobody is coming to save you. If you grew up like me, where it was an African household or around religion, we are often growing up with this idea that someone's gonna save you. Bad things don't happen to good people. Like, bad people, nothing good happens to them. And that's completely false. Whether you're a good person or not, good and bad things are going to happen to you. And it's up to you how you deal with it. It's up to you how you deal with what comes with life. Because the older that you get, you start living this life of thinking God is coming to save you. You're waiting for God to come and save you. Or you're praying with a scarcity mindset, and all those things are detrimental to you. And once you start realizing that, oh, I'm grown, nobody's coming to save me, I can't keep blaming my parents for how my life is. I can't keep finding someone to blame for the way that I am. I can't keep blaming these systems and the world and all these things for all these things that are happening to me, because all that is doing is stagnating you and making you not ever accomplish anything in life. Once you accomplish the idea that nobody is coming to save you, you start to realize what life is really about. You start to conquer bad things coming to you completely differently. Like, oh, you got into a car accident, nobody's coming to save you. You start to change your mindset around this car accident. You start to realize, at least I'm safe. At least I'm healthy. At least I have all my limbs. Because once you think someone is coming to save you, you're finding someone to blame. You're finding someone to say that this is their fault. You're starting to see all the things that went wrong in that situation instead of all the things that you could do in that situation. Because now that you're a grown adult, nobody is coming to save you, meaning you are the driver of your own life. You decide who you're going to be. You decide who you're not going to be. You decide who you're going to become. You decide what you want this life to be about. No one is coming to save you. That is the best advice that you could hear today. You could encounter today. You can put it in your head and you could start living through it. Because once you start realizing it, you will pray very differently. You're not going to pray like you're begging. You're not going to acquire people in your life that are just going to eat at you or also think the same way that you are. And you'll start seeing opportunities everywhere. Even when bad things happen to you, you're like, okay, it's okay. I know how to deal with it. I can get through it. What's next? Nobody is coming to save you. Sorry, not sorry. Get that through your head. You are now an adult. You can now carry on with yourself. The people that raised you, it's not detrimental to your life anymore. Nobody's coming to save you. You need to fix you. You need to find you, and you need to save you.
So what are you making it? How are you surviving in this economy? What is things looking like in your life? How are you preparing? Are you trying to save? Are you looking for a new job? What is the landscape of how you're trying to get a game plan together to survive in this economy? Because we're not done and out of this just yet. So we need to keep in mind, we got to do it ourselves most of the time. If we get help, that's great, but everybody is dealing with their own thing. All that said, put your comments below. Let's talk about it. This is Where is the Money? Talk to you soon.